Hey everybody, it's Will Pulgarin or Mr. Pulgarin. If you're live here with us tonight, with me tonight, I thank you so much. If you're watching this on the replay, welcome and I hope you enjoy it. So today we're going to be talking about the best technology in the APUSH classroom. Now, there are so many tools that you guys can choose from. And as I was preparing for the stream tonight, I started to see that there's hundreds of tools out there for teachers and some better than others. And so what I've tried to do is I've tried to condense it into basically apps and online resources that you guys can use. All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. So my goal is to make this as interactive as I can with the chat. So I'm going to be asking some questions. I want you guys to please participate. And let's get started. So if you don't already, please follow Fiveable, Think Fiveable on Twitter. I follow them on Twitter. They're always posting not only great links to the posts, to the streams, but also articles that are relevant to teachers and students. Instagram, I'm more of a Twitter guy, but if you're an Instagram person, they also have a bunch of stories on Instagram that you can follow. And on YouTube, I actually haven't, I'll make a confession, I haven't checked their YouTube channel yet, but if it's anything like their Twitter, I'm assuming that it's pretty awesome. So I'm more of a Twitter person. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm always posting things about live streams for Fiveable. Before I start, I want to talk about the purpose of technology in APUSH and the challenges facing new AP teachers and students. And then we're going to dive into some apps, Romulus, APUSH Companion, and AP US History. Now, History Buddy. Now, I'm not pushing you guys. I'm going to give you just the information so you guys can make the best decision for yourselves. I personally own all three, but I'm not going to tell you. Maybe I'll tell you which one I like the most. But I want to just kind of let you choose because they all do similar things. Next, we are going to talk about some websites. So I told you we're going to talk about some apps and some websites that that essentially can support the students and teachers. So either some people like apps, they like apps on their phone. Whenever they're waiting, they just have a few apps. Some people like to log on to websites and work. I kind of like to do both. But I want to start off because I know that this should say teachers and students. I know that when you first start AP US History, there are tons and tons of resources. I went to just Barnes & Noble before I came, and there's about 10 different prep books that students and teachers can buy. And apart from that, there's about 20 websites, 30 websites full of APUSH study materials. And then there are tons of apps. And so the question is, okay, I want to do well on the AP exam, but do I need them all? Do I need to buy all these books and do that to and so sorry, the phone is ringing. Let's ignore that. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So what challenges are, sorry, I'm not going to be able to talk if I don't turn it off. Sorry, guys. 1 second. All right. Sorry, guys. Nobody left the stream, so that's good. Still ringing. We'll just ignore it, guys. So what challenges are facing new APUSH teachers and students? So the question is what resources to use. It's really up to you. I'm going to tell you that it's not about getting all of them. It's about getting the right one for you. And what resources can encourage students to use them. So as a teacher, I always encourage my students to use some websites. I didn't ask anybody to purchase any apps, but I saw that some students purchased it on their own. We did purchase this study book for everybody. But obviously, we purchased it and we gave it to students. Some students have flashcards. It's all about the best way that you learn. And this is the whole key of today, is I want you to think about what's the best way that you learn. Some people like to read. Some people enjoy pictures. Some people can do flashcards. It's about you. And which resources are free and which require a subscription, because all of them, at some point, you have to pay at some point for them. Or you have ads or things like that. But the deeper you get into the resources, the more expensive they get. So I'm going to ask somebody later on, as I want you guys to think about their Chai, Alex, Lenny, and there was one more person, and Alex, Lenny, Alex, Che. All right. So I'm going to ask one of you guys later, if you're brave enough, if you're willing to jump into the stream and tell me a little bit about you guys. Tell me a little bit about your school, and what are some expectations? What's the way you learn best? We can have a different. Don't leave the stream. We can have a person join the stream and talk to everybody in the group. So my hope is that if you're that brave person, you will be able to do that. And if you send me your email, I'm going to send you an amazing free resource for APUSH if you're willing to do that. All right. So let's start. So if you want to do that, just put it on the chat, and I'll loop you into the screen so we can have a conversation. We can meet. All right. So how do you learn best? Now, obviously, out there, you guys have all learned about multiple intelligence. Some people are visual learners. Some people are auditory learners. So what do you know about your learning style? All right, Lenny, you're it, and I'll call you in a while. Hopefully you have a camera, and so we can zoom you in, Lenny. I'll tell you when we're gonna bring you into the chat. So, and if anybody else wants to do it, also that resource is available for you. I'll send it to you via email. So what way do you learn best? So for me, I'm a visual learner. I learn from seeing graphic organizers, from seeing pictures, from watching videos, and I can read, and obviously I can read through thick materials and primary sources, but I know that the best way when I'm studying is to be a visual learner. So my question to you guys is, what's the best way? All right, Jay, you're a learner, a visual learner too? Anybody just an auditory learner where you can just kind of learn by listening? AP tends to be one of the ones where you have to be an auditory learner, where you're going to listen to lectures, you're going to listen to a lot of information, but still how you process that is up to you. Also, the next question is, how much are you willing to spend on resources? So, for example, I never ask my students to spend money on these resources. If I could get it to them for free. All right, Lenny, you're a visual learner and you like videos as well. Awesome. I absolutely, I think you would really have enjoyed my class, Lenny, because that's exactly what I do. The videos and the lecture-based stuff, I try to combine it. So how much are you willing to spend on resources? This is a question. We're going to explore that. Is your teacher requiring a specific tech tool? So is your teacher asking you, hey, please use this tech tool? Are they asking you to pay for it? Did the school buy a subscription for you? So that's what we're going to look at. The first one is Romulus. Now, does anybody own this? I know they have it for world history. Does anybody own this app from the iTunes store? It's also available on Android. Thumbs up if you own this. If not, thumbs down. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about this app. All right. So you guys will want to pay. All right, Lenny, awesome. So I'll bring you in, and we'll talk a little bit about just what you thought of it in a second. So I want to talk a little bit about this app because it's about $2.99. It's a question-based app, a quiz-based app. For AP US History, it basically has all the topics. And for each topic, in total, there's about 800 questions. And you guys can choose, for example, which topic you want to focus on. So if you're learning about the Native Americans, it's going to give you some multiple choice in that era. European colonization, the American Revolution, the Constitution. The positive part, I know these questions were developed by Tom Ritchie. I highly recommend Tom Ritchie. Follow him on Twitter. He's very knowledgeable and helps students do their best. But one of the downfalls of this app is that it doesn't follow the AP format. It's basically just general knowledge. The new AP multiple choice questions they give you a text, they give you a picture, and then you're supposed to answer those. These are very much like trivia knowledge. So if you look at this, in response to the Boston Massacre, Parliament passed the coercive acts known in the colonies as the blank acts. And then here you say the intolerable. Obviously, this would be memorization. This is practice. So in that sense, it's good, but it doesn't follow the AP format. The next app is the APUSH Companion. This app I downloaded. I found as I was doing research for this. It's actually free, but it has a bunch of ads. But if you pay 99 cents, all the ads go away. So I paid the 99 cents. This one was a little bit different. So whereas Romulus is just quiz-based app for certain eras, this one has a lot more. It has 1,500 vocabulary words. It has, basically, if you look at this middle screen right here, all these words, you just click on them and it's going to give you information on the flip side of them. So it's basically just memorization as well. But one of the coolest things about this app, and I thought this was awesome, was this document resources on the right side. It had summaries, chapter summaries for every chapter in AP US history following the American pageant textbook. But even if you don't use that textbook, this is really, really helpful. I found it just for those summaries, this app would be worth it. And lastly, there are some connections to, let me go back. There are some links to some videos, but obviously the videos weren't made by the APUSH Companion, but there's outlines and there's summaries. There's a review of the presidents. I can imagine you sitting there for a little while and you have some downtime, you're waiting at the store, and then you just kind of log in and do some trivia based on what you're learning. But again, this is memorization. It's a lot of memorization, and some students struggle learning like that. All right, one more app, and then I want to bring Lenny up. And Lenny, I'll just talk to you about, so I can give you a heads up. I just want to ask you about what apps have you tried in other AP classes, and how do you learn and what do you find useful? So what apps did you try in other AP classes? And what ways do you learn and study best? And if anybody would like to come on the stream and answer that question, I think, we're a few people tonight on the stream. I think it'd be awesome to connect. We're from different places, but this is the power of technology here. This last app I kind of found is called the AP US History Buddy. It's $1.99. This one and the AP US History Companion, they're only available on iPhones. Romulus is available on iTunes and Android. So let's go through this. Again, this is very much like a quiz-based app. Just has tons of questions. It gives you a few practice AP exams. I'm not sure how they grade it. I have the app on my phone. I started kind of playing around with it. It looks like it's just trivia, and then it gives you a score. It has some flashcards that you can have on there, and there's a quiz menu. So you can, just like the other app, you can choose like, okay, I'm learning about the Native Americans. I'm learning about the New Deal. I'm learning about the Cold War, and you can log in and kind of just get general knowledge. But again, if you look at these questions, it's not the format of the AP. This is just kind of trivia knowledge, kind of like Jeopardy-based knowledge. So I wanted to do this last right here just to compare. So as students, you have a choice. You don't have to buy all three apps. If you learn through an app, I just want to give you an overview. Romulus is a quiz-based app. It includes questions from all periods. They were developed by Tom Ritchie. Their questions are really good, but it doesn't follow the format of the AP test. Romulus Education is an LLC. That means they have multiple licenses on different apps, and it's $2.99 on iTunes. The AP Companion has flashcards, chapter summaries, vocabulary lists, topic outlines, and video resources. It was created by Adim Manoa, I butchered that name, and it's 99 cents on the iTunes store. AP US History Buddy. There is an APM exam, although not aligned to the new format. It's flashcards, there's quizzes, and it's $1.99. Now, I own all three. I really think it's up to you. If you want to get access to as many questions as you can, then I would recommend Romulus and the AP Companion. I actually don't recommend the AP US History Buddy. I think that app still needs to be developed. But if you're tight on money and you just want to save, I would definitely just do the AP Companion. And you can even try it out for free without even buying it. So, all right. So Lenny, I hope you're okay if I bring you on the stream. I'm just going to ask you, what apps have you tried? What other APs? And just talk to you, a conversation on this stream. All right. All right, Lenny, let me try this here. Hey guys, and I really appreciate you guys being on the stream tonight and participating. I can't tell you how much that means to me, and especially because we have students from all over the country there. I can tell that already, just the fact that you guys are willing to log on here on a Tuesday night and to really learn about this resources. You guys are every teacher's dream student. Taking that initiative, that really says a lot. So, all right. Hey, Lenny.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
So, Lenny, thank you so much for coming on the stream. And at the end, I'll ask you to send me your email, and I'll send you a free resource for AP. But Lenny, I wanted to ask you, so tell me a little bit about what AP courses you've taken before.
So I've taken AP World, and I'm currently in AP English Language and Composition, AP Computer Science, and AP US History, and I'm a junior right now.
And how do you feel taking, when did you start school?
I started school August 19th, so last week, Monday.
All right. And so how's it been taking 3 APs?
Not too bad. I'm in like our advanced placement program stuff, so I've been with a lot of like honors classes for a while, so I'm used to the track. But it's been interesting having more AP this year than honors, because it means like different test prep and different like materials.
Yeah, awesome. And if I go back, you're from
Chicago.
Chicago, awesome. So let me ask you a question for AP World. Tell us a little bit about how you studied for the class. Like, did you use any technology, any resources like that?
Yeah, definitely. I used a few. So for starters, I used Fiveable. A bunch of my friends and I kind of found it like at the end of the year when we were starting to really study for the AP exam, and like the ultimate guides, the videos, and the like questions and stuff, and the live streams were really helpful, especially for your first AP class.
Yeah.
And then I also used
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I also used GetAFive.com by the Princeton Review. I'm like, they're huge. You know, they have all the video resources and the like PowerPoints for stuff.
So GetAFive.com?
Yeah, they were really useful.
Is it the number 5 or?
No, spelled out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's by the Princeton Review, and it's really useful because the videos go just like you would do with like a crash course.
Yeah.
So, and they're also very in depth. I think the only issue with AP World is they haven't changed it to reflect the new one, but APUSH and all the other ones are very solid.
So tell me, Lenny, like what were some apps or, you know, obviously you came on Fiveable and the live streams worked for you. And this is obviously a tool. I didn't put it on here, but this is obviously one of the tech tools that you can use. But how did you study?
A big thing I love doing was like just assembling like notes, especially like the Fiveable Ultimate Guide, reviewing the crash courses a lot was really good. If you have like time, like putting like videos and stuff alongside what you were reading would really help like visualize, because it gave you like a general sense of what you were looking at. We on GetAFive.com, they would have like a nice set of study notes to look over. Not enough to like guarantee a 5, but if you were trying to like cite specific examples on like an essay, like your LEQ or your DBQ, it was super useful, because it gave me a lot of stuff that like sometimes we just didn't cover in our class.
Awesome. And so if just as we presented these apps, I know you said you owned the Romulus app.
Yeah.
For World. How did you find that app?
So that one, basically, that one I found on my own. I was just kind of like researching some good apps to use, and it kind of also always came up as like a good one to use when you're like trying to see how much you actually like know and understand. I would say it's more useful like as you're like going through it little by little. I wouldn't say it's like a good like test, like, you know, like the exam study. I wouldn't say it's the best thing for that, because it's not like information based, you know, like you can't review. Yeah. But when you're like trying to see how prepared you are for like your like actual exams that your teacher gives you and like how much you know the topics, I think it's really useful.
Awesome. And so Lenny, first I want to thank you so much for being so brave and coming on here and sharing. I want to thank you for being on the stream tonight. And I know you just started school, so I just want to wish you the best. We're going to keep going a little bit more. I want to talk about some websites, and maybe we'll loop back in at the end and just hear your thoughts on that. All right.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for being on the stream tonight.
No problem. Thanks.
All right. Let me close this. All right. So Lenny, thank you so much. And at the end, I'll get your email and I'll send you a free resource. If anybody else would like to be on here, I love to hear these stories. Obviously, Lenny already has a lot of experience. He already went through not only an AP World History course, but through the exam. He already has some resources. And that says a lot about Lenny that he's on here tonight. He did promote Fiveable as a great tool. I know I'm not doing that directly, but obviously we're on Fiveable learning about tech tools. Fiveable is a great tech tool. It's live lecturing, live interactions, just like that. Like we just brought Lenny on there. And I'm a teacher. I'm an AP US History teacher. I have 6 years of experience teaching the class. I've been a teacher for 17 years, and it's a great chance to just connect with different people and to get that little bit extra. So I definitely recommend Fiveable as well. All right, so let's keep going. And really quick, let's see. We're going to talk a little bit about the best AP US History websites. But before we start that, does anybody know who this president is? Starts with the M. M.A. He came after Andrew Jackson. Not there yet, huh? I'll give you his initials. It's not a very famous president, but you will learn about him in AP. All right, there you go, Alex. Good job. Thank you, Alex, for sharing. It's Martin Van Buren. Thank you for sharing that. All right, so let's continue. So the best websites for AP US History. Now, when I opened this question up on the Fiveable AP US History stream, I got so many suggestions. I narrowed it down to 4 that I think you guys will find beneficial. So first, if you're not on this, this one has to be by your teacher. It's called the AP Classroom. This is a new resource by the AP College Board. And I have to tell you, if your teacher's not on the AP Classroom and assigning those quizzes to you guys, talk to your teacher about it, because I have to say, and Albert, yes, correct. Hey, Hannah, welcome. Welcome to the stream. And you're not trying to promote, Hannah. We're trying to help each other. So thank you so much, Hannah, for being here. So the AP Classroom, your teacher would have to sign prizes and is that it's created by the College Board, and this is the first year. I really think that the AP Classroom is going to increase the pass rate tremendously for students this year, because these are questions directly from the AP. So if you're not on there, the only way to get access to this resource is through your teacher. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. Quizlet, this is a favorite for students. For my students, they loved it. I'm going to talk a little bit about Quizlet. Brainscape, this one was actually the most popular on a poll I held on Twitter. I asked the Twitter community who they thought, which app they thought was the best, or which website, and they voted for this. And Gilder, Herman, this is videos for every period. There's timelines, there's primary sources, and so we're going to talk about those in a little bit. So first, I want to talk about the AP Classroom. Has your teacher, give me a thumbs up if your teacher has even mentioned it. All right, Hannah, Lenny, all right. You guys are lucky there to have your teacher mention that for sure. All right, you guys already signed up. Hannah, your teacher's on it. Congratulate. Wow. Congratulate your teacher. And Hannah, where are you from? What city? What city and state? Fort Worth. All right. Awesome, guys. So I want to say, awesome. So I want to say that definitely talk to your teacher about this. It includes materials for periods 1 through 9. I really feel like the College Board stepped up. They saw that a lot of people were gravitating towards all these other resources online, and they didn't have anything on there, and so they created this AP Classroom. And so there's, all right, I give Steve Patty and his class out there in Fort Worth a shout out. And your student, Hannah, you're lucky to have her because she's on here tonight. So shout out to Mr. Patty. Mnemonic Devices, awesome. Wow, I'd like to hear more about that. So teachers give students a join code and they assign. And I would highly recommend that you go on there and you take these seriously. This is as close to an AP exam as you're going to get. The next app is Brainscape. And thumbs up or thumbs down if anybody, thumbs up if you ever use Brainscape. Okay, Lenny, no problem. Hannah, all right, so cool. So this one actually was one of the favorite sites that everybody said that on the Twitter poll that this was the most helpful for AP students. And so I want to just talk a little bit about it. It is kind of expensive. No, they actually have it for AP US History. It is kind of expensive. It's about $20. It's an app and it's also online. It includes a flashcard section. It tracks progress. So basically there's, you can't see it right here, but there's 54 cards on the colonial beginnings, and it'll track your progress on how you're doing on that topic. And then as you move on to unlock more questions, you have to pay. It shows a leaderboard, so you get to compare yourself to other students. It does. For $20, it offers a wider range of AP topics. Actually, they have a Brainscape for almost every AP. And so it's a cool tool. It shows a leaderboard, so you can see how you're comparing yourself to other people, and the teacher can create a class. So your teacher, if they decide to get this tool, they can create a class and you can compete against other students in your class as well. Here's an example of what a question, so this is a flashcard here. And so on the front side, it would say it would have a question, and on the back side, it would give you the answer. And so this question was, who were the Puritans? Then you click on it and it gives you an explanation. Then this bottom part right here is you click on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically saying, how well do you know this term? And so I click a 3, and then the application gives it to you various times. That way it keeps coming back to you. If you say, okay, I don't need to study this anymore, then it gets it out of the way, and you're good to go for the rest of the time. That term doesn't come up. But if you see one that you want to keep studying, it keeps bringing it up until you feel confident. So I thought that was actually a pretty cool tool. I've never used Brainscape. I haven't used it with my students, but I saw the layout of it. I just wouldn't pay $20 for it, I don't think. Next is Quizlet. Thumbs up if you've ever used Quizlet. All right, Hannah, Lenny, Alex. All right, still with us. Thanks, Alex. All right, so this is, all right, Hannah, all the time. So maybe, Hannah, I have a challenge, and I already got Lenny on here, but it would be great if towards the stream, if you've taken another AP, if I can call you on the screen, you can tell us a little bit about how you study and what tools you like to use online. Now you have to be a little bit brave and take a chance, but I think we all benefit from listening to other students. Lenny was just on here. And if you participate, I'm going to give you, I'm going to send you a free resource through your email. So just think about it. No pressure, all right? Don't leave the stream, Hannah. All right. So, all right. So I'll call you up in a little bit as we get, we're moving here towards the stream. So Quizlet, it's a teacher-student created flashcards list. I've created a list. My students have. You can create your own list. There's hundreds, if not thousands of lists on there. There's different ways to study. You can study with games. You can study, it's hard to see here, but you can practice writing in the answers. You can play these games called Match, Gravity, or Live, and the teacher can assign students lists. The downside with this is that some of the lists are incorrect. I was looking through some of this information. You know, students, they have incorrect information. So if you log in and you're playing this card, you might be learning the wrong stuff because this is student created and teacher created material. It's not necessarily professionally made, but it's free and it's actually pretty cool. So let me show you real quick. Oh, I thought I took a screenshot. So on this side, it gives you George Washington. It gives you some cool timelines. So Quizlet is definitely a cool tool. Now, here's another one. Gilder Lehrman, I don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry, Hammerman, is broken down into periods and periods 1 through 9. And to me, this is one of the coolest resources because it's created by an endowment, which is just basically a way to make information free for students. It's broken down by periods. Each period includes a little bit of a background information, context information about what you're learning. It links to key APUSH concepts. So this is already linked to, all right, if you're learning about period 3, here are the concepts you should know, and here's how you're going to learn. And most importantly, it's free. This was actually one of my students' favorite studies tool. They would use it all the time. I would assign it as we were finishing up. The videos are only like 5 minutes long. And so it's awesome to log in there and watch. So definitely, this is just a tool that you can use. It's free, so there's no commitment, and I actually highly recommend this one. Here's an example of a timeline. The U.S. Senate, it has these really cool timelines where you can click through it, and it gives you an explanation of things that have happened for that time period. All right, I didn't know that. Also, it's linked to the APUSH Companion App, which I talked about earlier. That's very cool. I actually didn't see that. Thank you, Lenny, for that. And it talks a little bit about, it's just a cool interactive tool with these timelines. Now, it has visuals. So students that you guys said you're visual learners, I think that's a cool tool. Now, before I turn it over and we do some questions, and I want to just kind of, I was going to have somebody come on the stream. Lenny came on the stream. So Hannah, if you're ready, can you give me a thumbs up? I want to just come by and I'll give you the questions I want to ask you. So what apps have you tried in your AP classes? And what way do you learn and study best? All right, Hannah. So I'm going to bring you up here on the screen. Hey, and I want to thank you guys tonight for logging in and being willing to participate on the stream. Because trust me, talking for 1 hour or 50 minutes straight is not my ideal situation. And I love to hear from you guys. Hannah here. Let me see. All right, Hannah, you should be getting here a message here pretty soon. It's connecting. Hannah, do you have access to a camera? Oh, no. Oh, here we go. Hey, Hannah, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, Hannah. Thank you so much for coming on the stream.
No problem.
I know you were in the last stream, so I want to ask you, Hannah, are you currently taking AP US History?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and so is this your first AP? Have you taken other AP classes?
I've taken 3 AP classes before.
Okay, so tell me which other 3 classes have you taken?
My freshman year, I took AP Human Geography. My sophomore year, I took World History AP and AP Bio.
All right, so you're a busy student. How many are you taking this year?
4.
4. All right.
I plan on taking 7 next year, so.
All right, Lenny's taking 3, and so that was pretty impressive too. You guys are awesome. So Hannah, I want to ask you a question. How did you study, or what resources did you use for your classes? Online or anything like that?
So for APUSH, Mr. Patty, my teacher, he recommends that we use not Quizlet, but Albert.io and my AP classroom. Those are probably the best ways because you get a lot of sources out of that, and some of the sources from Albert.io and my AP classroom appear on the AP test. That's
so Hannah, let me ask you, because I've never used Albert.io. So is that you have to pay for that, or does your teacher pay for that?
Actually, the district provides it for us. It's really expensive, but the district pays for us. And basically, what happens is that it gives you a source, and then it's followed by a question. And then when you answer it, if you get the question right or wrong, it will explain to you why the other answer choices are incorrect and why your choice is either correct or incorrect.
Wow, that's an awesome. So does the teacher assign you specific areas? Like, okay, we're learning about the Native Americans. I'm going to push out questions to you guys. How does that look to you guys?
So per period, he gives 131 questions. So,
Oh, that's a lot of questions.
yeah. So for the first period, it's really overwhelming, but it's shown that most of his students have gotten a 5 using Albert IO, like Albert IO, My AP Classroom, and stuff like that. So he keeps us really busy with all those things. We also use Quizlet for his new. Oh God, it died.
Okay, that's one of the issues with going live, and it's you're trying new things and you want to hear from students, but sometimes the connection that could happen. But I feel like the benefit of hearing from Hannah and Lenny is way more than any technical difficulty we might have here. Has anybody else used Albert IO? Let me see. She called it Albert IO. Let me look at. I've seen Albert, but I don't know if I. Okay, I see. Yes, it is Albert.io. Has anybody else used that tool? Thumbs up if you have. Hannah, we kind of lost you there. Okay, we lost Hannah there. See if we can get her back. That is the issue with some of these tech tools is that they're expensive. And so some districts, some school districts, they will purchase it for students and some districts won't. In my district, we were able to purchase an AP US History study book for every student. Some districts, they don't do that. It really depends about what your teacher brings. Sometimes teachers even go into their own pocket to get books for students. They ask students to purchase materials, which isn't always equitable. But the idea is that you need that little extra. If Fiveable, I'm going to plug in Fiveable here. It is all right. I think we're getting Hannah back. Hey, Hannah, you're back.
Yeah, sorry, my phone had died, so I had to use another phone.
All right.
Yeah.
We're talking about Albert.
Yes. So for Albert, yeah, like I said, for each period, we get assigned around 131 questions. And he makes it pretty challenging because it's overwhelming, but studies have shown, students from his last year's class, they said that some of the questions from Albert IO have been used on the AP exam for like stimulus questions or for the DBQ or LEQ. So.
Awesome. And did you use this last year in World?
No, I didn't.
No.
My teacher didn't enforce it as much, but I used it for AP Bio.
Okay. And Hannah, so I want to ask you, how do you learn best?
I just study my AMSCO book, and my teacher, he enforces that we use, we learn his mnemonics that he uses.
So tell me a little bit about that. For those that don't know what a mnemonic device is.
So basically, it's an acronym, or we use the acronym in a phrase, and each word of the acronym holds a meaning. So, like for our first period, for period 1, so like if we had to say what are the southern colonies, instead of listing Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina, and Georgia, we say Virginia goes to see Mary, which stands for Virginia for Virginia, 2C for North Carolina and South Carolina, and then Mary for Maryland.
So something like this? I put it on the chat. Can you see that?
What?
I put it on the chat. So Virginia goes to see Mary. That's what you said?
Virginia goes to see Mary.
Wow, that's an interesting technique. And does it help you?
Huh?
Does it help you as a student?
Oh yeah, it definitely does. It does. We remember everything. So.
All right, Hannah. Well, I want to thank you so much. First for being on this stream and for being on the last stream. I remember you from the last stream. Mr. Patty's very lucky to have you in the class. And thank you for your bravery and coming on here and chatting with me tonight. I'm going to put my email here. If you send me an email, I have a free resource that I'm going to send you for APUSH, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Oh.
Bye, Hannah. Bye, Hannah. All right, and so to wrap up the stream tonight, I want to see if you guys have any questions. We had a poll here. We had 5 students. All right, awesome. 5 students here on the stream tonight. All right. So does anybody else have any tech tools that they want to recommend that they use? Now, I will talk a little bit about Fiveable, and so how I came to Fiveable. I'm an AP US history teacher, and I used to do videos, YouTube videos for my students. They weren't great, but it was just a way to share information with my students. Ah, Virginia goes to see Mary, and that stands for Virginia, Georgia, the 2 Carolinas, and Maryland. Wow, that is impressive. That is a great mnemonic device. Shout out to Mr. Patty again. So I just began by making videos for my students, and the idea was that I wanted just to have them watch videos whenever they wanted and be able to have access to the information. And so Fiveable now comes along, and they're looking to do free streams, which is, to me, this is probably one of the coolest parts, is they're looking to just get information to students. And so that's what attracted me to Fiveable, was that I can log in here, connect with students like Hannah, like Lenny, like Alex, like Che, and you guys are all in different parts of the country, but you're not my students, but I can connect and help you guys do your best on this exam, and so and prepare for this exam. And for me, it's so rewarding that, one, it's free, that this is a tool that you guys can use, that you guys have access to it, and that it connects teachers and students on an online stream. Now, the idea is, I'm not a gamer, but supposedly this was based off Twitch. I've never heard of Twitch, which is supposed to be like where you just stream videos of you playing video games. And the idea is that you take the same concept and you apply it to AP US history, and you have interactions. I mean, we were just talking to Hannah from Fort Worth, Texas. I was talking to Lenny from Chicago, Illinois, about how he studies. And you guys, even though you don't know each other, you were able to connect with those students. Learn from Hannah about those mnemonic devices that Mr. Patty is doing in Fort Worth, Texas. And so I think it's really, really cool. It's a really great opportunity to connect. Just to confirm, that is how the colonies were established. Greg, where are you from? What state and city are you from? All right, Georgia, awesome. Now, are there any questions in the stream that I can answer for you guys? Let's go back to this last screen here. Oh, I have my tool here. Let's go back. So of this 3 apps, does anyone plan to use any of them, to purchase one of these apps? They're basically, I would say the AP Companion is your best bet, especially because it's free. Romulus, I would also definitely, the AP Companion, Romulus. And these are apps that you can just have on your phone. And every time, there's a little bit of time, you can answer 15 questions, 10 questions. If you answer 10 questions every day for an entire week, that's 50 questions. There's 55 questions on the AP exam. So you're exposing yourself to all these questions. So you're setting yourself up for success. And lastly, and sorry, I didn't mean to give a bad name to the AP History Buddy here. If you want to buy it, it's a good app. I have it on my phone here, and I would say, I have it on my phone. Here's my camera. I have it on my phone right there. It's a cool app, but I definitely enjoy Romulus as well. And finally, are there any websites that anybody is going to look into? Maybe that you don't already. AP Classroom. Hopefully your teacher's on that. Brainscape, Quizlet, Gilder, Lehrman. Somebody knows how to pronounce that. I'll send you a gift as well. The phonetic spelling of that. Is it Lehrman? Lehrman. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you guys. Is that how you pronounce it? How do you pronounce it, Hannah? So I'm going to put my email there. If you guys send me an email, Lenny and Hannah, you guys participate on the stream, I'm going to send you a free resource that I created for my students. It's a study tool. But I want to thank all you guys for. You do know how to type, Hannah. I want to thank you guys. Next week, I'm going to be doing a stream on Tuesday on the Native American, on the first contact with the Native Americans. I hope you guys join me on Tuesday again. Like I said, it's so great to have you guys. And Hannah and Lenny, thank you guys for connecting. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, guys. So bye. Thank you.